That watch is huge.
Sometimes you gotta let jokers know. You know. Today's one of them days I gotta go with a bunch of young dudes, and so, you know, and then go in there after we let them.
Oh yeah, I see
Especially
that.
when you coming with you kind of like limping, you know, but you ain't scared nobody.
Should've worn my watch.
Try to tell you.
My wrist too skinny.
Yeah, your mom told me, man, which way? You ain't eating no more?
I need to. I'm eating more rice and chicken lately.
Go ahead and start. Don't be wasting away to nothing.
Oh, no.
Right, let's do this.
4, 3, 2, 1, blast off!
Are you ready for action?
I'm not so ready for this.
Are you ready for action?
I'm not so ready for this.
Get ready for motivation and inspiration with no excuses. Putting the squeeze on life and getting out all the juices. When the challenges come and you're taking hard hits, just know you ain't failed if you have not quit. It's the Lemon Drop, y'all, with the one and only Samar Lemon, that cool kid with the crazy shoe game. Finding sunshine in the midst of the rain. Madness to share, y'all gonna learn when you listen to this dope brother y'all best not be missing.
What are you listening to?
It's the Lemon Drop, y'all, with the one and only Shamar Lemon.
I'm not so ready for this.
Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Samar Lemons. You are listening in to the Lemon Drop. I hope you are having a beautiful, warm morning. It is July. I have a very special brother with me today. How you doing, Mr. Cyrus?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing, Smoke?
I'm doing good. Before we get started off, can you just tell people a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, where you come from, and what you plan on doing?
So who I'm in? My name is Cyrus Dixon. I'm a 21-year suicide survivor, and I start with that because I truly believe nothing is impossible when you put your mind to it.
Yes, sir.
A little bit about me in depth is I focus on real estate or operate in the real estate space where I have a company called the Hobo Group, and it stands for Helping Others Buy and Own.
Yes, sir.
So we teach other people how to buy and own and operate in the real estate investing space. I work with youth, and I'm passionate about making sure that we're building some type of wealth or understanding of real estate. From Kentucky. My parents have been married for 50 years this coming August.
Okay, congratulations.
Thanks, man. So I would not be here without them. So shout out to mom and dad. Definitely honored that they're my parents because they put a lot into me.
Yes, sir. And your business is helping the youth buy trap houses.
Yeah, so
That, I like that. I read that. When I read it, I said, "Oh man, that's a nice catchphrase."
Well, so the reason why we came up with the catchphrase, teaching you how to buy the trap house, is because a lot of young people come from broken, displaced communities and families, right?
Yes,
and so
sir.
what we're seeing across the country is a gentrification of property, where you have people that are from the outside moving in.
Yes, sir.
But we have these young people that walk across these properties and know what the properties are. They know the homeowners. They know what houses run down. They know what house is a stash house, the drug house. They know it, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're trying to say, hey, we want you to look at your community differently. But by doing that, we're also saying, hey, we want you to understand that if you learn how to invest in real estate and you can leverage what we call OPM, stands for other people's money, you can leverage somebody else's money in order to get your foot in the door to start building wealth. And it's not something that's taught in schools. You're not going to learn this in elementary, middle, high school. It's something that if you really decide to develop your life, right, to focus on life skills, you can find yourself diving into real estate at any age and growing. I said this before. I heard it one time, and it stuck with me. Real estate gives an ordinary person an extraordinary lifestyle. And so I've been a product of the extraordinary journey because of real estate.
So for somebody that's just getting out of high school, maybe 2 to 3 years, they don't really know what they want to do. They think about buying homes, fixing them up, selling them. Can you start off with telling them people that's listening, maybe the first 2 or 3 steps they can take to becoming maybe somebody that fix houses or a real estate agent, something like that in that category.
So I'll give 3 tips. That's all right.
Yes,
And these 3 tips are something I really govern my life by. The first tip I definitely would encourage young people to understand is understand how money works. Here's the challenge. Wealthy people understand how money works and they increase their wealth.
Okay.
Poor people don't understand how money works and they become subservient to the wealthy people and they don't live the life that they want to live and accomplish what they want to accomplish. But when you understand how money works and you build a healthy relationship with money, and I think what a lot of people, even adults, right? So this is not just for youth, but adults on down, they don't have the right relationship with money, and so therefore they're chasing money, but money is running from them.
Yes, sir.
So we tell them, hey, listen, chase an idea. Everything that helps make somebody wealthy, it solves a problem, but it starts as an idea. So think about it. Lights solve a problem for darkness.
Yes, sir.
Food solves a problem for hunger.
Yes, sir.
Now, what kind of food you want to eat is up to you. But if you really understand how money works and how to strengthen your relationship, you can grow it. Jay-Z said it like this. In one of his songs, he said, I turned 2 into a 4, 4 into an 8.
Uh-huh.
It's like, yo, I turned my life into a nice first week's release date. And so what he's saying is that compound interest and understand how money works will give you the opportunity. The second thing I would say is mindset, right? Learning how to build and identify opportunities are what most people don't understand. A lot of people look at it like, oh, it's a scam because they weren't taught it before. Mm-hmm. Well, if your parent taught you how to make $10,000 a month, then now you have to be challenged to make $100,000. But we don't have a lot of young people who have been taught and don't have the understanding of how to build and meet the basic needs. Mm-hmm. They're challenged in their mindset to think everything is more or less a scam versus an opportunity. That's it. And then last I would say is you got to change your circle. If you can't change your circle, then change your circle. Which means if the people in your circle don't want to have a healthy relationship with money, don't want to evolve in their mentality and their thinking, if they don't want to grow, then you have to change that circle and find you a different circle.
Because they ain't gonna do nothing but pull you down, pull what you build down.
Yeah.
And right quick, you said you like a youth mentor, aren't you?
So I am. So I have something called the DARE Academy.
Yeah.
DARE stands for Dominion and Authority in Real Estate.
Yes, sir.
And it's a life skills, leadership, personal development, conflict resolution program that's taught through the analogies of real estate.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, just like you're walking in a neighborhood, you see a rundown house that's messed up, the foundation may be broken. Well, I'm talking to young people about how to renovate that house and fix the foundation. Mm-hmm. But then we're spinning the block on them and saying, hey, how is the foundation of your life? What are your morals, your values, your principles? Did your father break your foundation? Because it doesn't matter what you build on top of your life. If your foundation isn't set right, it's going to determine the value. So it's an ongoing conversation that they're walking away and they're looking at the community. They're looking at building wealth. They're looking at real estate. But then most importantly, they're looking at what work do I need to do on me in order to become a better person.
And like, do you ever go like to schools or to colleges or high schools and talk to young people about maybe like, is this a trade? This a trade.
So it's not a trade. So yes, I'm open to taking a program to anywhere. I'm working with the Department of Juvenile Justice, working some with the city of Petersburg, and I'm building some other relationships. My quest in this is to make sure that the next generation of those who want to learn real estate get the opportunity to, but they also get to do their work internally. So I'm not opposed to any partnership, any schools, any community centers, because at the end of the day, it's making sure that the young people and make sure that other people get it.
Yes, sir.
If you get it and you apply what we talk about, then your life changes. It's just a true testament because I shared the information and helped you change your life. That's what's more important to me. There's a lot of closed-minded people in real estate that say, hey, it's about me and mine instead of us and ours. And I'm a us and ours kind of guy.
And right before we keep, can you tell people on maybe on Facebook, Instagram, where they can find your business, your logo, somewhere they can reach out to you and find you at?
Yeah, so I got a couple different websites. So www.wehoboproperties.com.
Okay.
It basically means we help others buy and own properties.com, right? And then we have the DARE Academy. The DARE Academy the website is thedareacademy.org. So that's the other one. And then they can follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. We're at The Hobo Group, TheHoboGroup, and then also at The Dare Academy, INC, TheDareAcademy.
Okay. So, Mr. Cyrus, so do you guys like go all over Richmond to buy and like renovate houses that you think might need
So we wholesale, right? And so a part of wholesaling is finding that distressed property. So let's imagine, you know, on Broad Street, there's a 123 Broad Street is distressed and run down. We contact that owner, negotiate, have a conversation, make an offer to buy the house, and then we find another buyer. And so we make what's called a spread in the middle. So if we put the house on a contract for $50,000, we might sell it to somebody else for $60,000. We'll make $10,000 in a 30-day process, right?
Yes,
now imagine making $10,000 in 30 days and it's legal. Your life changes, but your life change, you also got to have the mindset to change as well. Otherwise, you're
making that money and you just throwing that money all the way.
Right.
That's
Yep.
what you talk about, that mentor program, where you got to like know how to work out what you got coming in, because when you got so much coming in, you don't know what to do with it. You know, you can spill it.
You're right. Yeah, ain't no need in spilling it if you can invest it.
No, sir.
So yeah, we buy anywhere in Central Virginia. Honestly, we teach people, we bring people in on our deals. Some of the people that have wholesale houses to us, we walk them through the renovation process. Some people that have just reached out and said, "Hey, Cyrus, I want to be a part of this journey. Can you teach me?" We're teaching them, and we're not even charging them. Now, there's some people that say, "Hey, well, I'll show you, but I'm going to pay you $5,000, $10,000." I think the mission and journey that we're on is trying to save a generation and a community from financial destruction when you got an opportunity to grow in real estate.
Yes, sir. And you guys said something earlier about you were a suicide survivor.
Yeah.
Can I ask you about that?
Yeah, so September the 4th, 2002 at 4:34 in the morning, I took out a knife in my brother's dormitory on the University of Louisville in Kentucky, and I slit my left wrist.
Oh, man.
Long story short, I lived through it, and the doctor said, "Hey, I have no medical reason to explain why you're alive." Right? It took me 13 years to overcome the trauma that came along with it, but in 2001, we weren't having mental health conversation. So I remember the doctor saying, "Hey, you're going to have to take this medicine for the rest of your life." I remember driving home one day when my dad came to pick me up, and I heard the Lord say, "Hey, throw the pills out of the window. You'll never take another."
I threw them so far.
Man, I threw them out the window. My dad's like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
No, we ain't
I was
need
like, "I'm
them
not
no
going to need them again." And ever since that day, I haven't had those issues and battles, but I think my greatest challenge in that time period was preparing me for a day like today,
Yes, sir.
where I can help other people find their identity, find their purpose, and then grow financially in other ways.
Because mental health, you know, when I first got hurt, I was like, man, I didn't think mental health was that big of a deal, but being in the hospital, Shepherd Center, you know, mental health is definitely a big problem. And I don't know how many mental health we have this year, but I know mental health is probably September, like Spinal Cord Awareness Month. And can you talk to the people that's listening to this a little bit about how important, like, one's mental health need to be? Cause
No, listen, I think even before you have a generational wealth conversation, you have to have a health to wealth conversation. Like, most people are not mentally healthy, right? And so what does mentally healthy look like? In my opinion, it's studying the foods that you eat, because you are what you eat, right? And so if you re-examine what you eat, it impacts how you think and how you function. If you're concerned about what you put in your body, you'll be more cognizant of what comes out of it. But I think with mental health for all ages, and I say this all the time, that help is not a cuss word. However, certain communities treat it like it's a cuss word and not like it's a platform to stand on to grow. I say it like this: even Elon Musk, he flew to outer space, right? He didn't do it on his own. He had to ask for help, and he had to find the people that were qualified to help him in areas that he didn't know in order to take him anywhere no private citizen had ever gone. And so think about it: if the world's wealthiest man has to ask for help, then who are we, right? But we're ashamed oftentimes to ask for it because we think about the people's opinions that come along with the help, not the results, right? And I focus on results. I'm result driven.
Like, I know, like, a lot of kids my age, I hate to say it, but like we are afraid to ask for help. And we definitely need some mentors like you or any other father figures out there that can lead the youth, you know, maybe to do things like construction, you know, real estate, going to college, going to school, you know, anything, going to the Army, anything like that. You know, kids fresh out the Army and not knowing what they want to do in life. You know, they might have some problems and, you know, they just need a mentor, somebody that can listen to. And one more time, can you, Mr. Cyrus Dixon, can you tell people where they can find you on Facebook, Instagram, anything, you know, so. Yeah,
listen, Facebook, Instagram, at The Hobo Group or at The Dare Academy, INC.
Yes, sir.
And then the websites are thedareacademy.org and wehoboproperties.com.
And I heard you say you were a Redskins fan, wasn't
Nah.
it? Any interview.
No, so listen, so I'll say this: when Peyton Manning retired, I hung my jersey up. I remember being from Kentucky. I remember my first football game with Mr. Ringo. Shout out to Mr. Fred Ringo from Kentucky. He took me to my first game, and I watched Peyton Manning demolish UK. And so I followed him ever since. But when he hung up his jersey, listen, I hung up mine. Right? I was like, hey, I'm
Peyton
done.
Manning.
Yeah.
Who did he pay? He paid for the New York game.
No, Denver Broncos.
Oh, Denver.
Yeah.
That tell you how much I watch football. You watch any other basketball?
I mean, I watch basketball when playoffs come around. You know, I like to see what the work is they put in to get to the playoffs. And then it's funny because the way I analyze and I look at sports, even in the playoffs, I try to figure out what are the mindset of the people playing. Like, how do they view the game? How do they look at it? So I always try to consider their perspectives and then take those analogies and things that I see and find a way to implement them in my personal life.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sports. I always say, I wish sports can come back to Richmond, Virginia. We don't really have nothing down here.
No.
We used to have Richmond Braves, my dad say, but now we only got the flying squirrels and NASCAR shows. But shoot, we need some more stuff. Well, now, is there anything else you would like to tell the people while we're here about your business? Damn, I'm sorry, I had a brain fart.
No, you're all right. No, I mean, honestly, the only thing I would love to say is, again, I said it before, that real estate gives an ordinary person an extraordinary lifestyle. But you have to be willing to put in the mental work.
Yes, sir.
Anyone can accomplish anything as you're attesting to, right? To see your journey and see what you're doing and how you pivoted. Most people don't never want to pivot in life and they get stuck. And if you don't pivot, you'll get stuck and you'll see life pass you by. But you have to learn how to seize opportunities and seize moments and just ask for help so that you can grow.
Yes, sir. That's what my mama said. Like, when I first started out, I said, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. You know, I had a lot of mental problems. Like, my mama always said, just because you in a hard situation don't mean that this going to last forever.
Yeah.
And, I read the Bible a lot, too. And 1 Samuel, it's the David and Goliath facing something that's bigger than you. And I always think about my life. I'm like, man, it gets hard sometimes, but you just got to keep on going. You got to keep pushing no matter how hard things get. It's always something else to do, something else to better yourself.
Let me give you an analogy on that David and Goliath story. Every person needs a Goliath in order for the world to find out who they are.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. If David stayed in the field and never took his brother's lunch, he never faced the Goliath. Watch this. The Goliath wasn't facing him. The Goliath was challenging the army and the people that he stood for. And so if you face your Goliath, people will know who you are because you'll be able to take the head of the enemy and do stuff that people never thought you'd be able to do.
Yes, sir.
So keep going, David.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. And you are listening to the Lemon Drop. I appreciate you all for listening. I hope you all have a blessed morning, and I love you all. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you all on the next show. Thank you.
4, 3, 2, 1, blast off!